The digital share, the economical gap among such in web accessing and such out of, is a increasing issue through the planet, and not fair in evolving economies. Lot human beings are hard the axle the space, and there are several of their stories. As a adolescent, Marlon Jenkins was homelessness for a pair of year. Currently, elderly 45, he is hard to assist the 40% of households in New York's Bronx area out of web get on the internet. While formation, banking, business, and health are on the internet, and enormous groups can leverage these toolkit, the human beings who fight largest are fighting stronger, he says. Mr. Jenkins and his two brothers, one of whom has brain paralysis, were grown by a solitary mom. While the household's habitation in Yonkers, New York bring down via, his mom excited them 50 miles upstate in searching of some time to dwell, a searching that proven failed and leading in a time of homeless. He yet controlled to profit his top high school degree although, and following college treated for telecoms giants Verizon and ONNT, later based a game begin up. He says his at first answer to possessing been homelessness was how I necessary to do as lot cash as probable out of school to ensure for his household, but says the 9/11's terrorism attacks after modified his prospect, decisive instead of to cut off my income to offer more than behind. 8 year back, he gone a 5-year-old lady external a Bronx public library on his way household. She was weeping to her mom on not creature capable to complete her homework assignment since she didn't include web accessing at household, and the public library was closed, he says. I'll never overlook the mom's person, she was mad and it was harrowing. The expertise encouraged him to found Nature in 2015, a begin-up offer cheap income Bronx residents complimentary accessing to on the internet formation, health and financial asset. Residents can as well buy 25 bit per other, Mbps, wideband for broad web surf if they wish to. Nature is manufacturing its at first big-scale deploy the monthly in a 12-floor flat unit. Human beings tell, why don't you build a meal plate, or thing else technology-driven? But if you can't communicate to the web, it doesn't question which else you can make, says Mr. Jenkins. The tool billions of human beings are lacking out on the precise economical benefits web accessing can give. Several teaching include offered how each 10% growth in wideband infiltration increases a nation's economical exit by 1%, and some nation-specific teaching in Africa includes at a precise connection among poverty reduction mitigation and accessing to portable web. Top-speed web has a favorable effect on poverty reduction reducing, says Olivier Vanden Eende, founding member of Shut the Space, an organization work to axle the digital share in a stable path. Down there are really exciting and so respected teaching superior accessing to data increases farmers' efficiency in farming, he says. Or fintech finance technique can do transactions more than efficient and less than pervert. In advanced countries, 85.3% of households include web accessing at household. In the 47 poorest countries, the drawing is 17.8%. But the digital share affects destitute human beings in wealthy countries too much. Comparison: the to New Hampshire, one of the rich state, wherever the drawing is 15.1%. In the US as a entire, 5 millionth households in high school age family don't include web accessing. Absence of contest in U.S. provincial markets drives the ordinary monthly average price of wideband in the U.S. to $, says the Cost Compare website. The is 50% high rather than the monthly average ordinary in Germany, for sample. And in more rapid, perhaps more than costly, 5G portable web upcoming in the following year or so, the could add else new digital share in human beings house new technologies and applications how human beings who can't provide 5G can't accessing, says Xiaokan Zhang, a prof at the College of Polar Texas. One area how does so is the ex-Soviets Association, wherever infrastructure facilities is so advanced and markets are beneficently competition. Ukraine has the planet's cheapest wideband, at an ordinary monthly average price of $5. Russia, $, Belarus, $, and Moldova, $, are all in the following 5 cheapest, too much. But in African countries such as Mountain Range Leone, Mali, Namibia, and Ethiopia, the ordinary monthly average price of wideband is more than rather than $125. In big African cities like Accra, Ghana, wideband web accessing is not in question, says Enoxet Niamador, a 2018 machine scientific grade and founding member of the OpenStreetMap Ghana Society. But in Chum, the fishery society in Ghana's southwest wherever Mr. Niamador grew up, a tertiary of the 23,000 people lives by the poverty reduction link of $1 a date. While you go to the remotely areas, house wherever you include issues, web operators don't achieve largest of the communities, he says. And with smartphones to accessing the web down there is cute costly, the cheapest I could buy would be 70 cents, 3.4 Ghanaian cedi, or 54p, for 500 megabytes of information. How's more than rather than a tertiary, of which lot human beings in Chum dwell on each date. And so in Ghana, fair 6% of men and 2.1% of female say they use the web, on to the nation's statistics facility. The comes in spite 46.2% of Chum's men and 38.4% of its female proverb they include a portable phone. Just 2.9% of Chum households own computers. Else issue, says Mr. Niamador, is the Google Map car doesn't go to places love Chum. While you see on Google Maps, it is a food aim to cities, wherever cash comes of. But which on villages wherever down there is a requirement for growth and map information, he says. Else issue is access the web in a tongue you know. India has 22 formal languages and hundreds of other speak, but fair 10% of its people can say British. Lot smartphone buyers don't aware how to kind, since they include never utilized a digital unit for printed, says Rakesh Deshmukh, head execution of Mumbai-based Indus OS. So Mr. Deshmukh has been evolving keyboards and app store for every of India's formal languages, on in a bounce to convert characteristic how can convert British messages in a customer's mom language. The world digital share is strengthening inequalities of riches among enduring countries. But human beings love Marlon Jenkins, Enoch Niamadou and Rakesh Deshmukh are making their top to construct bridges through it.